Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sip and a Smoke. My name's Rick.
Tomas.
So today we are doing...
Well, we're trying something different, actually. It's a cigar that is a small brand out of London. I found them through Instagram. Thought I'd give them a try. They followed me on Instagram, and so I was curious about the cigars. The company is called Aireyys Limited. It's kind of a lifestyle brand. They sell on their website beard oils, mustache oils, beard balms, and things like that.
Things for guys like me.
Yeah, and they also had the owner of the company also hand rolls cigars. These are a Ecuadorian seco wrapper, a Nicaraguan binder, and a Dominican seco criollo filler. It looks very hand rolled. It is not the prettiest cigar, very bumpy and unattractive, but we just lit ours up, and so far it's not bad.
No.
Price-wise, in the U.S., when you convert the $16.99 pounds to U.S. dollars, you're looking at about $23 and some change per cigar, which is pretty pricey. Plus, then you add in shipping, you're looking at about a $25 cigar. Is it worth the $25? We'll find out.
We're going to find out today.
And we're going to pair this today with the Glenlivet Founders Reserve.
Now, these cigars actually come in this tube. We take them right out of here. So you don't really have to worry too much about a humidor. They basically come in their own little humidor.
Yeah, they ship pretty well. I had 5 of them. One of the tubes was cracked. They come in like a little bubble pack type of thing and envelope. So one of the tubes was cracked, but aside from that, they shipped pretty fine, and they seem to be pretty well humidified and moist.
Yeah, you can actually tell that there's a little bit of moisture in these as you're smoking them. They feel a little squishy. You don't actually, like most cigars, you have to dip in your drink to get them to kind of loosen up a little bit. These ones, not at all.
It's got a good draw.
Yeah, the draw is actually, I'm a little surprised at this draw.
Yeah, based on the fact that this is kind of a knotty looking cigar, it looks like a tree branch. I assumed there was going to be some knots in there and plugs, but no, it draws just fine. It's just bumpy and it looks handmade because it is handmade. And so, Rick, tell us a little bit more about the Founders Reserve.
All right, so the Glenlivet Founders Reserve is obviously by Glenlivet, one of the better scotches, I think, personally. What I've been told is this is only available in the United States. You cannot get this outside of the United States, which I thought was rather interesting. Glenlivet, I don't know how much anybody knows about Glenlivet, but they are a rather large industry. They... if I remember correctly, they're one of the largest brands of Scotch.
Yeah, it's Glenlivet, Glenfiddich are kind of the two top Scotch in production-wise. Glenlivet actually is called the Glenlivet. Reason being that the Glenlivet is actually a place. Glen refers to like
an area of land in Scotland.
An area of land. And this glen near the water source is called the Glenlivet. And so they actually had to sue and get rights to the name because other Scotches were able to say that they were part of, from the Glenlivet as well, from Glenlivet. This particular brand says, well, no, we're the original Glenlivet, and so they had to add the Glenlivet to the name. It's been around forever. I mean, great single malt scotches. The Nadura is awesome. This Founders Reserve is delicious.
I love this stuff. You can see this is my personal bottle, and outside of these 2 glasses, I drank all of this.
Yeah. It is actually, like I was saying, we're kind of flying blind in this pairing because this is both our first time trying this cigar. The website really doesn't describe much about the flavor profile. It just kind of says it's more of a medium body cigar, which it is. But this is turning out to be actually a pretty good pairing. It's a nice mild flavored cigar, somewhat medium to mild body. It's got kind of a Maduro wrapper to it, so it's got a little bit of earthiness, but not too much, and it's pairing really well with this Founders Reserve.
Yeah. There's no... it's. I don't want to say it's a real creamy cigar because it's not.
No.
But it doesn't have the pepper either, which is one of the things I like. If there's too much pepper in it, it always tends to make me just, my throat hurts. I'm not a big fan of the huge pepper ones.
Yeah, it's not a ton of spice at all.
But, yeah, this one, it's sitting right in between a cream and just a regular smoke. There's a few other cigars that I know of that would match this pretty good, but this is one I have not smoked ever, and it's a little surprising.
Yeah, it reminds me of something that you might have, flavor-wise, it reminds me of something you probably would have found from Arturo Fuente potentially. You know, maybe like. Yeah,
I don't know about an Arturo Fuente.
The 858's Florfina kind of reminds me of that a little bit in flavor wise.
I would honestly say more of a Cuatro Cinco almost. Okay. It reminds me a lot of a Cuatro Cinco cigar, which is another really fine cigar.
Yeah. All in all, I think it's a decent cigar. It's smoking well. It's burning pretty true. And, you know, like I said, from the look of it, when I first received them, I was like, oh man, this is going to be...
this is going to be a rough smoke.
This is going to be a rough smoke, but, you know, like I said, the tobacco looks very stretched over a bumpy filler and binder. And, you know, I'm not sure if they're using a mold for them, because they're consistent, but not super consistent from one cigar to the next.
It seems like they're consistent in size, but
length.
not width.
Yeah.
The width, there are several spots in here where I'm sitting here wondering what's going to happen. So...
yeah, which is interesting because, again, I'm going through bumps in the cigar also, and it's still burning true. You know, it's not running or anything like that. It's not plugged, you know.
Yeah, I was really looking for a lot of runs in this, and for those of you who don't know what a run is when it will burn on one side much farther than it will burn on the other side. So this side will stay up and this side will burn down to about here, and it becomes a real pain in the butt at that point.
And you're constantly trying to fix it by lighting the other side with your lighter to try to get it to burn evenly, or licking your finger and wetting this side so it doesn't continue to burn.
Yeah.
You know, this doesn't have that problem so far.
Which surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah.
What about the taste? What do you think about the taste of this one?
Flavor-wise, it's got a almost like a Cameroon flavor where it's a little bit creamy, a little bit sweet, with a very subtle spice to it. I get more of that spice picks up after I take a sip of the scotch.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get a little bit of a spice hint.
Right at the back of your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm getting with the pairing. The pairing's bringing out a little bit of spice in the cigar, but for the most part, that's probably the Nicaraguan binder that's in there, giving it some spice. But for the most part, it's actually a decent cigar. I'd probably smoke it again. You know, it's a casual cigar. For the price, though, I can think of significantly more, you know, better quality or more flavorful cigars at that price point, or even at a lesser price point with that $23.
Yeah, see, that's where it kind of gets me is $23 for a cigar is a little more than I normally will spend. I can go much less than that and pick up some really good cigars.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a lifestyle brand. You know, the guy is definitely geared toward premium branding and imaging. You know, like I said, the cigar is definitely a good $10 cigar for sure, $8 cigar.
Yeah.
You know,
I would spend $10 on this all day long.
Yeah.
Easily. And this would be a cigar that I would smoke constantly.
Yeah. And the ruggedness the ruggedness in the cigar, the look, is actually, I mean, it's got its own thing. It's got its own shtick to it. You know, looking like you're smoking a hand-rolled, rugged cigar is kind of a thing. Maybe that's probably what they're going for in their imagery. Want it to look handmade, want it to look rugged, want it to look like tough with the beard and all that stuff. And so I get it. I'm with it, but not at over $20. That's the only thing.
It's a little more for those other guys, not me.
Yeah. But it's not too shabs.
I think it goes well with the Glenlivet.
Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good pairing.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. All right, so 1 through 5, what would you say? What would you rate this?
On a scale of 1 to 5, I would probably put it at about a 4. Like I said, the price is really what's getting me on it. Quality-wise, I would put it at about a 4. I've had significantly better cigars, but I've also had significantly worse cigars.
Yes.
So it's kind of right in the middle there. The price was what takes it down from like maybe a 5 or 6 to a 4.
Yeah. I would easily rate this a 3.5 myself. The draw, I will definitely give that a solid 5 on that draw. Okay? Every time I'm taking a drag, I am getting a full drag. I'm not having to worry about, let me hit it a couple times just to get a full draw on it.
Mm-hmm.
The burn, solid 5. I mean, it is staying even very well.
Holding the ash real well.
The aroma, it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't, but it's also lacking a little bit, and it's hard to describe what is lacking. The taste is not a bad taste. I would say, just a nice, easy, mild cigar. This would go really well after even just having a hamburger or something, But that price, man, that price is just, that's where it gets me on every time.
Yeah. Well, if you want to try them out yourself, their website is Aireyys, AIREYYS.com. You can learn a little bit more about the cigars. They ship directly from London, right to your front door here in the U.S., which I thought was kind of cool. And
we'll put a link on the bottom on this web page, or on this
video. Yeah.
On this video, we'll link on the video.
Yeah, and like I said, this is their black label cigar. Seems to be the only cigar that they produce. That this guy hand rolls them himself, and might even be a made to order type of thing.
No, that could be, and that would explain a lot of it.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, for being something that's just hand rolled, made to order, potentially, it's not a bad stick. It's just be prepared to pay a little extra for something different.
Well, that and obviously they have coupons sometimes, so that helps out. They've got
they do like deals. Like I got 5 cigars on a deal for the Christmas season or something. I don't recall exactly how much I paid for them, but it was a discounted price. That's why I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, I wasn't going to spend $100 on 5 cigars, but 40 or 50 or something like that, I think I paid. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It was reasonable.
So, well, guys, I think that's it from us. You got anything else?
No, I think this is a great pairing. I love the Glenlivet Founders Reserve. It's a great Scotch. It's a classic single malt from Glenlivet. They do a great job. They have a lot of different variations of their single malts. Like I said, they have the regular standard 12-year-old. They have an 18-year-old. They have the Nadura, which is a 15-year-old aged in French oak, which kind of has vanilla flavors to it. This Founders Reserve kind of tends to have a little bit of those kind of vanilla flavors, a little bit of spice, but warm spices, not like pepper and things like that. It's a great Scotch, and I think this would pair with any good mild cigar. I think this cigar pairs well because it is on the milder side. I wouldn't pair this Scotch with a super peppery or very bold, full-bodied cigar. The Scotch itself is very light.
Yeah, you want to do this with a medium to a medium full. I would not go with anything pepper. I would not go with anything real sweet either.
No.
This is a full middle-of-the-road cigar to go with this Scotch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, guys. Well, you have a good one. Try and stay warm out there because, you know, it's cold here.
It is cold here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. By the time you guys get this, though, it'll probably be warm. So, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.